asked, Bill, well, I've got a good one for you. Now, it's not my idea. It's been around a long time. You may have seen it on some old powder horns or something. But it's called Kolrosing. Kolrosing. I suspect that the pigments used in it was probably coal, is why it was named that. It's a pretty easy process. It's not my idea. I actually seen it on the web. Matter of fact, I think the videos I saw first were Zeb Outdoors, which most of us probably know. Well, there's some real artists on there. I'm not quite an artist like they are, but I don't know if you can see that or not. Get a little closer. Anyway, it's called wood tattooing. And it's easy done. It's actually probably easier to do than wood burning. And it gives us a way to kind of spice up our wooden tools and our Kusa cups and our Kusa cups, axe handles, maybe even a knife handle if you wanted to, or a walking stick or something. Anyway, it's a little easier than wood burning. So what I've done is just a little bit of practice work. Now the way you do this is you get a thin lead like this, and you go ahead and draw your pattern. I've even seen people draw their patterns on pieces of paper and then kind of varnish it, and it'll come through on the stick. It's a little risky drawing straight on the stick unless you know you ain't gonna have to erase, because it leaves marks and you don't want any marks. So kind of draw the pattern on that you're wanting to draw on there. And then what you do is you take a small blade. Now these are the ones I make out of cut nails. I re-harden them and everything after I make them. I have a video on that way back in my videos, making a small knife like this. So after you got your pattern drawn on whatever stick you're going to do, you take your real thin blade and you're really careful not to pass a line or overlap a line. And of course a pattern with circles in it's even a little tougher to do. So, and all you're going is maybe 2 millimeters deep. You're just barely etching in the lines. And like I said, you try not to go over, and remember you can't erase these marks, so you need to be really careful. Take your time, and if you can make yourself a small knife like this, if not a larger knife would be fine, but you might want to just tape the blade up so you can kind of choke up on it a little bit. And that makes it a little bit easier if you're really, close and you got all the control. That way you're not pulling across whatever pattern you got. So I'm gonna show you real easy how this is to do. I've thought of something else I can do with this. So here's probably my most favorite cup that I use most often, have for a few years now. So what I've done is I put a cup of water in there. So I'm gonna measure that. It's right there. Okay, and I'm gonna put another cup of water in here. I'm gonna put a mark on that. Okay, so around the back of my spoon now, I've got 2 graduate marks. One for 1 cup and one for 2 cups. Now this is only going to work on something that's going to be in the same size as whatever cup. So use your favorite cup if you're going to do this on your spoon. Otherwise you can always sand it off. No big deal, right? Okay, so now we got, let me get the camera down a little bit closer here for you. Okay, this is all you do. This is how simple it is. Now I'm going to make a line straight across right there. I'm only going about 2 millimeters deep, if that. And all we're doing is separating the wood grains. See how I slipped right there? You don't want to do that on any of your drawings. So so don't do what I did there. Hold a little more control. So now I've got 2 lines in there. I'm just going to kind of widen them just a little bit. It ain't always good to go back on the lines because sometimes you'll go off and make another line. Okay, so I'm going to do a number 1 here. which would be easy enough to etch in. And then if I can make a curved 2 right there. So I'm going to cut in my 1. The curves are the hardest to do. Alright, one more little mark right here. Okay, that's what I done. Just cut 2 lines there, one for 1 cup, and put the number 1 and 2 on there. And I'm going to show you how you do this. And like I said, the name Kolrosing means they suspect they probably use coal, but I'm going to use coffee grounds. I definitely want something kind of edible in here if I'm going to be sticking this in my cups and in hot water. So we'll pinch up a little coffee grounds, and we're just going to kind of rub them in all these little places that we just opened up with a blade. Need to open that one up just a little bit more. Then we'll rub in the coffee grounds. Now you can use any pigment you want. I'm just using something that I know is not going to poison me. I think I've seen on there with people use cinnamon and everything else. Coffee grounds everywhere. Okay, and we'll put a little oil back on here again. Now, this is how you kind of keep this together. Once you've got your pigment in there, as dark as you want it, now what we're going to do is varnish it. We're going to close those cracks back up that we cut with a knife. And that's going to hold those pigments in. And you can use anything you want for varnishing it. Alright, there you go. Now it's not that super dark. We could probably use a darker pigment. But anyway, it works. Alright guys, well, just thought I'd share. It's something really simple and easy to do. It's a little easier than wood burning with a little control. And it gives us a way to tattoo our wooden tools and spoons and cups and stuff like that for just the fun of it. So if you're a better artist than I am, which probably most of you are, go ahead and give it a try. And let me know when you do. I'd like to see some of your work. And if you want, go ahead and try this little trick. That's for a little graduate measuring spoon now. So now we won't put more water in our biscuits than we need to. All right, guys, wood tattooing or Kolrosing. Thanks, guys. See you later.